What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Moth. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. But today, I'm gonna hit y'all with my thoughts on this new project from RJ Payne and PA Dre entitled "My Life Is a Movie 2." RJ Payne, Philly to New York MC. Now, he's an artist who has been able to check off quite a few boxes in the last few years. On one hand, he can give you those brutal bars of pain, but he also has showcased his ability to give you those beautiful bars of pain or moments of deep introspection. And in addition to that, and something that we get a lot of on this album are very cinematic bars of pain. Now, on this new project, My Life Is a Movie 2, we are getting cinematic RJ Payne. It is the sequel to his 2022 release with Stu Bangers, and is RJ Payne's second drop of the year, following his hard-hitting EP Jigsaw, which dropped in June. Although, this time around, RJ Payne has linked back up with PA Dre. Now, these two gentlemen have a history of collaborations. One could even say they are the equivalent to Ransom and Nicholas Craven as far as their chemistry on wax. But My Life Is a Movie 2 contains 14 songs lasting approximately 30 minutes. The only feature is the legendary DJ Jazzy Jeff, who acts as a narrator slash tour guide, while RJ Payne takes the listener on a vivid tour of his hometown of Philadelphia. But with that being said, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with this track-by-track breakdown. The opener, Philly International Airport. It finds RJ Payne touching down in his city. It's set to some luxurious keys, synths, overall very classy, very elegant beat. RJ Payne is just setting the scene on this one. He's getting wings, he's getting weed, he's getting alcohol. He's getting a fresh fit so that later he can link possibly with a freak in his penthouse, you know, just day one activities in Philly for RJ Payne as he leads this entertaining lifestyle. Track 2, Center City Interlude, has a slower 70s styled instrumental and words from Jazzy Jeff, who talks about all that goes down in Center City. This leads right into Center City vibes, which has crisp drums and moodier keys. On here, RJ Payne, he's doing more shopping while also making power moves and doing some interviews. He raps, "You ever see a rocket taking off? Well, right now my path look identical." So it shows us that he's got some motion and that things are really taking off. After this is the West Philly Interlude, where we get more words from Jazzy Jeff over a melancholy soul groove. And here, Jazzy Jeff speaks on where he comes from in West Philly, and he also gives us a little history on early Philly hip-hop. This, of course, transitions into the track West Philly, which has more glamorous pianos and soft soul crooning. I'd say the first 5 songs have more of a laid-back, piano-driven, grown man sound, which isn't a complaint. But I did find the instrumental on the following song, South Philly, to be my favorite of the first 6, because I just dug the hazy, moodier soul sample and just how RJ Payne talked about having to navigate through those sneaky streets of South Philly. And of course, he shouts out more Philly landmarks and restaurants. I mean, his descriptions are so vivid, it's like you were in the car with him, riding around as he's rhyming. Right after is the South Street Interlude, where Jazzy Jeff talks about the significance of South Street and how you had to have your whip clean and the sounds bumping, but most importantly, you had to drive slow. Afterwards is the actual track South Street, which has more lavish pianos, synths, and some bass work. Then RJ Payne continues to shop and restaurant hop, but he reminds us that it's not all love in the city of brotherly love. You know, you got to keep your head on a swivel at all times. He raps, "I seen too many rappers die here. They shooting to death. I'm focused. Philly look nice, but get ferocious. It's a workout to go outside. This is aerobic." Immediately after is Rocky Statue, one of the highlights that has some really emotionally compelling bars from RJ Payne. He is likening his own rise in the rap game to that of Rocky Balboa. And of course, it's only right that RJ Payne is running up those Rocky steps. I feel it's a heartfelt and relatable track where you can really feel his pain and his motivation. You can just feel his struggle as he's pushing up those steps, refusing to give up. And this has the sound effects of rain in the background, which was dope, and the slower soul sample with the horns just make it one of the standouts. Next is Uptown Saturday Night, another high point on the project, and it's backed by a darker but funkier blaxploitation beat that I'd say is the punchiest of them all. It's a vibe where RJ Payne takes you deep into Philly's nightlife, but there's also a vintage quality to it that will remind you of a 70s Sidney Poitier flick. Then there is another standout, Kensington, where RJ Payne paints a haunting visual of the open-air drug market in Philly. The real-life Amsterdam, aka Zombieland. RJ Payne raps, in real life, dudes dropped out of school to stand on the corner half dead, all the logic removed. Needle addicts, people scatter. It's a gripping audio documentary, and the somber keys and just dreary soundscape are a great fit for RJ Payne's grim observation. Track 12 is Interlude John, which just contains news clips of Philly broadcasters speaking on how the word John has become the latest addition to the dictionary. And the one guy seems really out of touch, asking what the word John means. I mean, come on, bro. You're like a Philly reporter, like very clueless white people stuff. The second and last song is North Philly, the home of the bullets and beatdowns, as RJ Payne puts it. And this has a chillier instrumental with crisp percussion. One of the better beats, I'd say, and I feel it really could have featured Freeway or even Black Thought. I thought they would have sounded super dope and at home on this instrumental. But I noticed on this project, even though RJ Payne is on vacation, he's constantly referencing working and being in the studio. So I thought that's cool that he was able to find the balance and he's not just turning up the whole damn entire time. Then the album wraps up with The Takeoff, and it's an atmospheric closer with some glistening keys where RJ Payne departs from Philly and he's en route to Miami. So perhaps that's an indication, if there is a part 3, that it might take place in Miami. I don't know, kind of sounds a little unlikely, but it could happen. So overall, I'm gonna give this project a rating of 4 mics. RJ Payne, he puts the capital C in cinematic on this record. Let's just take a moment, though, to give RJ Payne his flowers for his consistent storytelling abilities. His attention to detail can be felt on pretty much every song, and he really gave the listener a dope audio tour of his city, which in turn actually makes me want to go back to visit Philly, as I haven't been there in several years. And I feel the inclusion of DJ Jazzy Jeff as a pioneer in hip hop and as an OG from Philly gave the project a little more authenticity and credibility, because there's nothing like having an OG as your main tour guide. So in terms of the production, P.A. Dre did a good job of crafting very smooth, multi-layered soul beats. Now, it was on a mellower and more laid-back side of things, which wasn't a problem. Although I suppose I could have used a punchier song in the beginning to get things going, since it is Philly we were talking about. But yeah, this is an essential listen if you like storytelling, if you like soulful production, and if you think that RJ Payne leads a pretty entertaining lifestyle. My favorite tracks include West Philly, South Street, Rocky Statue, Uptown Saturday Night, Kensington, and North Philly. But let me know your thoughts on this project in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Muff. I'm signing out. As always, it's peace and blessings. RJ Payne, my life is a movie 2-1.